Hey guys, Mr. Coe here. I was just out here on the playground thinking about how much we miss you guys being here, and kind of made me think of the word of the month that we're using right now. It's just connection. So, if we didn't have connections with people, things would be even tougher than they are right now. And so, what I'd like the teachers to do right now is, if you could, just pause this video, and I want you guys to discuss in your classrooms what you think the word connection means and how we can stay connected with each other. Be back in a minute. All right, I hope you guys discussed that, we can stay connected in many different ways, not just when we're face to face, but there's ways that we can do it virtually, over the phone and things like that. But that it's super, super important, especially like I said, during these times, to stay connected with people, not only when we're thinking about with our teachers, but also connected with your friends and your family, people you might not be able to see very often. It's super, super important to stay connected with people. So please reach out to people you care about and make sure that you stay connected to them. Okay, guys, just a real quick review. A couple videos ago, we talked about the pause button. That's where you stop, think, and choose. If you feel like you're about to leave that leader brain, you're about to get in that caution zone, it's super important. These two things go together a lot, where you can stop, think, and choose. But a real quick review of what Ms. Clark said last week. When we're in our leader brain, we can think clearly, we can solve problems, we can make good choices, okay? That's where we want to be. When you're in that caution brain, this is important too, because that means that you know that you're about to leave that leader brain and you might be about to flip your lid. So that's a really important zone to know where you're at too. Is somebody's pushing buttons and you're trying to make a good choice, but you might lose it a little bit. And then the flip lid, of course, that's where you're not ready to make a good decision. You're going to make some bad decisions most likely in this zone. This is where your body kind of takes over your mind and it kind of does things out of instinct, and you're not going to make good, well thought out choices, okay? I want to say something. I've said this before and I'll say it again. When you're in the flip lid zone, it is okay to be there, okay? It's okay to be angry. It's what we do with our anger is what makes us or breaks us, okay? That's important to remember. But the other thing I want to tell you is that even though it is okay to be in this flip lid zone, you don't want to be there for a long time, okay? You want to hang out here most of the time. You want to know where you are. And if you do get to flip lid, it's okay. Everybody gets there, but you need to find a way to get back. So that's just a quick review on what Ms. Clark talked about last week with the hand model. But that being said, I want to show you something more about connections. We were talking about connections outside a while ago. If you are in a leader brain, chances are that's going to be leadership behavior, okay? And when you show leadership behavior, that's when you're making good choices and things are going to happen that are good for you, okay? You're going to get positive rewards. You're also going to make good connections with not only other people, but with ideas as well. So when we stay in that leader brain, the connection there is that it connects to leadership behavior, okay? And there's so many positive things that come out of that when we have leadership behavior. All right. On the other side, if you're in the flip lid zone, that's going to equal talk about it for just a second, see what y'all come up with. Wait a few more seconds. If you're in the flip lid zone, that's going to equal, you can come up with lots of ideas, but I'm just going to say, most likely, you're going to be making bad choices. And when you make those bad choices, that's going to lead to bad connections with people. You might say things you regret, bad ideas that you have that you can't go back and undo, because once they're done, okay? So the point of this whole deal is we want to make sure that when we stay connected, we connect with our leader brain, which equals good leadership behavior. All right, guys. When we're thinking about leader brain and being in our leader brain and having leadership behavior, I want to share one more thing with you. Everybody's got these in their cubbies, okay? And I know that you're virtual a lot of time and you don't see them. Sometimes you're here on whatever rotation you're on. But these are in your cubbies, and these can hold up to 25 dojos, okay? And when you get a dojo, your teachers are putting the stickers on there, or maybe you're putting them on there, okay? So these are just one way to show that when you have leadership behavior, and when you show that positive leadership behavior and you're in that leader brain, this is the kind of stuff that happens. So I got a challenge for you, okay? And my challenge is, I would like to see if you can fill this card up with 25 dojos. Now, I was talking to Dr. Murphy and Miss Doty earlier and Miss Clark, and we were kind of throwing around some ideas. We didn't come up with an actual idea of what we're going to do, or maybe something we can have your teachers do, but we're going to come up with something pretty fun, and I will be letting you know about it, or Miss Doty might be letting you know next week in her video about it. But I challenge you to get as many dojos as you can. Try to fill this thing up, and I promise you we're going to have something fun to go with it, okay? And the last thing I want to say is just a few other little positive tips to think about, okay? Something that whenever you're working on schoolwork, or whenever you're practicing for baseball, or anything you're trying to do, okay? Sometimes in our head we get these little negative voices that tell us we're not good enough, we can't do it, we're not smart enough, we're not fast enough. I want you to stop those thoughts, okay? I want you to replace those negative thoughts, those bad thoughts, with positive thoughts. I want you to have positive self-talk. So I want you to think of things like this. I can't do it yet. That's a big one. I can do it, okay? Or I am not going to stop trying. Those kind of things, those kind of positive self-talk things that we can do for ourselves are going to help us stay in that leader brain, which means we're going to have better leadership behavior, which means we're going to have better connections with our friends and our teachers and our families, all right? So until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. It's Mr. Cole. See you.